Hi. In my last video, I talked about the value of physical and mental fitness, but they're related. They're tied in together, like salt and pepper, as Forrest Gump said. So yeah, I got a lot of comments and feedback from that video that was that was encouraging. A lot of people reached out to me to say how that video and all of my videos have impacted them. And that really, my major motivation for doing videos is to make social media actually social, to go out and meet people. And that's what has happened from my efforts here. I have made a lot of friends through my YouTube videos, and I'm now posting them on X as well. So here, I'm gonna read a comment that I got on that last video that's relevant to what I'm talking about now, and it's just funny. He said, "You come to Thailand to engage in the best sex ever. And what you do is you drink beer, eat wrong, and live a sedentary life. How stupid can you be?" There's a guy who doesn't mince words. Erections are fundamentally a vascular event. Vascular event. I like that little metaphorical poetry inserted in his vernacular. Breathe and eat right, exercise and exert. XXX? I guess that represents some kind of profanity. Exert yourself daily. If you want Mr. Happy to work, follow Charlie's recommendations. Now, I don't want to invalidate anything that he said. He's got a point. You want to keep a happy sex life, you got to keep everything kind of working. That's not why I came here. I came to Asia on a work contract. Now, I'm not going to paint myself into some kind of a goody two-shoes. I'm not. I have taken advantage of the different kinds of relationships that are available to men of means here in Southeast Asia. But I want to emphasize that they are different. I had another interesting experience as a result of that video and some of my other videos. As I went out on a long walk with my friend Ronin Man. Ronin Man is a guy who is a YouTuber. He's a successful YouTuber, and he has a global network of men that he speaks with about men's issues, about how to live a healthy, engaging lifestyle, no matter where you are. And he has events all over the world. I went to one last April in Santa Cruz, California. Had a very good time. I met Ronin Man about 9 years ago, before I knew what he did. And we became friends through my yoga practice. Ronin Man, like me, is a fitness enthusiast. And at 60 years old, he still looks fabulous. And he came and practiced my yoga, still does. He's very much hooked on my yoga and other things. Like me, he does weightlifting and yoga and other stuff. Well, at any rate, I hook up with Ronin Man every now and again. He's based here in Bangkok, although he does travel a lot. And when he's here in Bangkok, he tends to gather with a lot of the people that he knows from his gigantic global network. When they're here in Bangkok, he gets together with them, and he likes to go out on long walks, as kind of an exercise walk. That's my off day. My rest day consists of walking, when I'm not doing yoga or going to the gym. If I'm taking a day off, let's go for a 6-mile walk. So that's what I did. I hooked up with him and I think 4 other guys one afternoon, and we went walking from Queen Circuit Convention Center over to Lumpini Park. There's this beautiful walkway that traverses over a curated swamp that's just, if you're here in Bangkok, you probably know about it. It's the Skywalk or something like that. But it's people go there. It's an Instagram-friendly kind of environment. You take a lot of pictures. So we walk through there and over to Lumpini, and then we go have dinner together. And while I was walking with this group of guys, I met a new guy who was from New York, a New Yorker like me. And I don't think he was 50 yet. He looked late 40s, 50-ish, I guess would be my guess about his age. And he's, I hear, a very successful guy, a businessman back in New York City. And he was speaking very passionately to me about my YouTube videos. he was encouraging me to keep making videos so I could give a perspective, to offer a little bit of courage and fortitude for men who were living unhappy lives, that they could come here to Southeast Asia and find a little fun and happiness in their lives, something along those lines. But he was very supportive of what I was doing. But I think he's misinterpreting what I'm talking about here, because that's not what's going to happen. This guy, a very pleasant, intelligent, affable individual, had difficulty doing a 6-mile walk. A lot of difficulty. Now, if you're 50 years old and you can't go on a 6-mile walk on a cool Bangkok afternoon, you have an issue. By the time you get to my age, 76, you're not going to be able to get out of the chair. So I'm talking to the middle-aged guys back there. You know, you have to take a disciplined approach to physical fitness. This guy's complaints to me about where he lives were, I will post this video on X as well. I'm on X. I have a following on X, a small following on X. And what X is a social media site that targets. It's mostly conservative. It's as a matter of fact, it can get very conservative, but it leans to the right. And the list of complaints that you could see on that particular social media feed on any given day was what this guy was complaining about the social political atmosphere in New York that's making his life miserable, and his inability to meet women that he could form a relationship with. And this was his guy's major complaint, and he's telling me that what I'm doing here on YouTube is good for men like him because it will encourage them to come to Southeast Asia where they can find happiness. And guess what? No, that's not the way it's going to work. This guy's problem is not where he is, it's who he is. He is engaged in this kind of social media hypnosis. That's not the real world. What you see on X or YouTube or Facebook or Instagram is a false environment. That is an algorithmically driven paradigm designed to capture your attention, to make you click on stuff so you will see ads and buy things. They're advertising companies. And the way they work is with outrage and angst and, get your attention. And, oh my God, I am so outraged at this thing today. And there's a thing every day. Sometimes they last for a couple of days, but they move on. And then they get a new thing that makes you crazy and mad and angry at the world and the politics and each other and women and men and all that. And it's nonsense. I mean, it's entertainment. And if you view it as entertainment and you want to engage with it like that, yeah, well, sure, go ahead. But it isn't the real world. Put that phone in your pocket and start engaging with the world around you. The real world. I go to New York 2 or 3 times a year. I've been there 3 times in the last 12 or 13 months. And I love New York. It's my hometown. It's a great place. It is one of the best places in the world to meet women. I grew up there. That's my hometown. I was a single man in New York City. West Coast was kind of cool for that kind of thing too, but they're non-parochial kind of environments with a lot of high-end fun stuff to do. And if you can't find yourself a mate in that mix, the problem isn't New York, it isn't California, it isn't the United States or Australia or wherever you're from. The problem is you. Like I said, I didn't come here to meet women. I came here to work. I didn't even like it here when I first came. It was hot. I didn't like the food that much. It rained every day. In Singapore, here it just rains 6 months a year, every day. So I had to adapt to it. Now, like I said, I have taken advantage of the availability of Asian women for men with means. But recognize what you're getting into when you engage in that. You are offering a quid pro quo for a relationship. You're coming here and saying, hey, I'm a man with a few dollars and you're a woman who needs that. And there's a cultural thing that's going on here in Southeast Asia, but particularly in Vietnam, Thailand, and the Philippines, where women who do not have support, who don't have any more, poorer women, are socially kind of hypnotized into thinking that that's an okay thing to do. And it's not a new phenomenon. It's not a modern phenomenon that's happening in modern times. It's centuries old. Don't forget, this is the land of concubines. Asia is the land of concubines. So, you know, a transactional relationship is a normal social thing here. And it's actually, you know, a sign of status for some of the poorer women up in Isan. If they could go and grab themselves a wealthy farang who's going to build a house for them and things like that, they're going to have status in their village because they've succeeded. It'd be like me getting a civil service job with the fire department back in New York. I think that's a fair analogy. So, you know, that's what you're getting. Now, I'm not condemning that. If you want to take advantage of that, I certainly have. There are certainly many ways to do that. You can go to, you know, Soy Cowboy or Nana Plaza and rent them by the hour, or you can, you know, be a little bit more classy about how you go about it and present yourself in different social circles as a man of means. A man of means relative to the social circle that you're in. That could get higher and higher as you go. But if you're going to go up there in the high society here, you know, you're going to meet the same problems that you're having in New York. So recognize that that's what you're engaging in here. And what happens when you enter into a relationship like that, the beginning of the relationship is like any new relationship. There's a love psychosis that happens that makes you think everything is wonderful. And then when that psychosis fades away and you get to the normal everyday living, you begin to recognize that the relationship that you are in is a transactional relationship based on the money that you have that you're passing on to this woman and their family. And again, you can find happiness in that if you know what you're doing, if you know that that is what it is that you're doing. You know, recognize the reality of your life. It's different than the romanticized version of that in the West. So if you're having trouble, you know, living within the social, political, romantic environment of where you are living now, if you come here to solve that, you're not going to solve it. You're just going to find new ways of aggravating it. The problem is here. You have to get yourself to a point where you're healthy, calm, and confident. That's a good way to characterize it. You have to become comfortable with who you are in your own skin. And like I said in the last video, a great way to go about that is to be physically fit. You have to stay mentally engaged as well. And there are many different paths, you know, to follow. You know, I'm not here to make a motivational video. But you have to be comfortable in your own shoes. And if you take your uncomfortable shoes and get on a plane and come to Bangkok, they're still going to be uncomfortable when you get here. So yeah, you know, if you're looking for the problem as to why it is that you're not having a happy life, this is the place to start. And then when you work on that and get happy, come on and visit. We'll have some fun. Thanks for watching.